Hi amiga, welcome to People's Yoga Online. My name is Leah and this is Yoga Basics. Everything you need to know before going to your first yoga class. And when I say everything, I mean as much as we can pack in to a 30-minute series. So grab a mat. Any mat is fine. Make sure you have space around your mat. And if you have a towel, a blanket, or a pillow, grab that too. Press pause, get what you need. Make sure you have some water too. And let's get started. We're gonna start seated. So if you did have a pillow, a blanket, or a towel, you're just gonna fold it to add some height. And you're gonna bring that height beneath you as you get into a seated pose. Seated pose, cross-legged position. If cross-legged doesn't feel good though, you can sit in any other position. So coming into a seat, however a seat feels good for you. Now, sometimes in a yoga class, your instructor might call this position easy pose. And this pose is not easy for everyone and takes time to develop and get used to. So here's a few tips. The cushion underneath your sit bones should help. You can bring 2 blankets. At a yoga studio, they might have a bolster. You can bring a bolster underneath to give you more and more height. Here's another trick. You can also sit against a wall. So if you're at a yoga studio or a space, I'm gonna suggest if you need a wall that you get to class early to be near a wall. And you can always, if you find the right yoga studio, go off your mat and use the wall to support your practice. At People's Yoga you can. I can't vouch for all the yoga studios. You're gonna have to find the right yoga studio that works for you. But a wall is a great advantage. So I'm sitting, my back is resting against the wall. And again, you can sit cross-legged or any other position your legs can help you sit comfortably. Bring your hands to your lap, palms facing up. And we're gonna start with eyes closed, or if you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, just soften your eyelids, maybe look down at the ground. We're gonna pull our shoulders up, back, and then down to relax the shoulders. And with eyes closed or a soft gaze, just bring your attention to your breath. There's so much to say about yoga. And again, I'm gonna try to pack in as much as I can in just 30 minutes and in this series of classes. For now, I want you to focus on your breath, noticing the breath entering the body, inhale, exiting the body on the exhale. And take a moment to just check in, notice what you're thinking about, notice what's coming up, notice how the body feels as you continue to breathe. Breathing in through the nose and out of the mouth, and simply noticing, checking in, asking yourself, how are you doing? Inhale through the nose and exhale out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose and exhale out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose and exhale out of the mouth. Beautiful. Blink your eyes open, taking a moment to arrive. Notice the colors, notice the space, notice the shapes that you see. Wiggle your hands, fingers, roll your shoulders front and back, up and down. And we're gonna make our way to a tabletop position. So with the tabletop position, I highly recommend having a blanket or a towel or a pillow, anything under your knees, just to give your knees more cushion and support. Our knees are so special and our knees go through a lot for us, especially as we get older. So give your knees a little extra love with that cushion. Bring your hands forward and down on the mat. Now I'm gonna turn to my side. You continue to face the front of your mat. I'm just gonna turn to my side to show you that we want our knees underneath our hips. So you can look and try to gauge that, or if you have a mirror at your home, you can look at the mirror. And you want to gauge, measure that your wrists are underneath your shoulders. So this space in between your body should be a square. We're making a square, we're making shapes. Now we're gonna press into all fingertips and look at your fingers for a moment. I want you to make sure that your fingers have even space in between them. So don't spread your thumb much more than any of your other fingers. Have even space in between your hands. You see my hand? High five. Okay, bring it down. We're gonna do cat-cow. So this is tabletop. We're doing some of the most common or more common yoga poses for a Hatha yoga class. We're gonna get into that. Hatha yoga is generally what we teach at People's Yoga. There's lots of different styles of yoga. Again, there's so much to say about yoga. We're gonna focus though. Tabletop position, very common. Now we're gonna drop our belly, lift our head, stick our tailbone up. This is most often called cow pose. Drop the belly, lift the head, lift the chin, stick that tailbone up. Try to exaggerate the curve of the spine. Press your fingertips in and then come back to neutral. Now, if your wrists are achy, if that didn't feel good, you can come down to your forearms and do the same thing. Let's try it from our forearms. Everyone bring your forearms down. Your forearms are underneath your shoulders. You can have your hands to touch, you can interlace fingers, or you can have your hands in front of your elbows. And we're gonna stick the tailbone up, drop the belly, lift the head, lift the chin. Same curvature in the spine. Try to exaggerate the curve. Big inhale here, and exhale, release. Okay, walk your hands back up, tabletop position. We're going to get into cat pose now. This time we're doing the opposite. We're tucking the tailbone, curving the spine, tucking the chin to the chest, and pushing the mid back towards the sky. Big breaths here. Try to exaggerate the push of the spine, the curve of the spine, and keep breathing. And then come back to table. Beautiful. So same thing, if wrists are achy, or if that didn't feel good, let's try our forearms. Drop the forearms, arrange the hands any way you'd like, and then tuck the chin to the chest, curve the spine, tuck the tailbone. Big breath here. And then walk yourself up back to tabletop. So you stay in table. I'm getting up just to chit chat for a bit. We're going to get into a lot of the foundations, everything you need to know before your first yoga class. On another class, we're gonna talk all about props. So we'll get there. One thing at a time, learning some of the basic, most common yoga poses and things you need to know before your first class. In your tabletop, you're gonna walk your knees back about 5 inches. We're gonna come up into downward facing dog. So you're gonna tuck your toes. And again, you're facing the front of your mat. I'm at the side just so that you can see the shape of my body. With your toes tucked, I want you to lift your knees a couple inches off the ground and then bring them down softly. Don't you dare slam your knees, okay? Tuck the toes, lift your knees, and softly, gently, with cariño, bring them down. Inhale, lift, and bring them down. Nice and slow, and lift, and bring them down. Now we're gonna hold that lift a little longer. Be gentle with yourself. Inhale, lift, and hold. I want you to press into your fingertips, the finger pads gripping into the mat. Hold here. And in just a moment, we're gonna lift our hips up and back, making a triangle with our body. Are you ready? Yes, we are. 3, 2, And 1. Lift the hips up and back, lengthen the legs, and then pedal the heels. So you're gonna bend one knee, reach the opposite heel to the ground, and then bend the other knee, reaching the opposite heel to the ground. And keep switching side to side. Beautiful. Now we're gonna measure the distance between our hands and feet. So listen carefully. We're gonna stop pedaling our legs. Your heels don't have to be on the ground. Keep your knees bent. We're gonna come forward into a plank. In our plank pose, just like table, our shoulders are above our wrists, our heels are above our toes. That's a little different than table, but you know what I mean. Keep the distance between your hands and feet, lift up and back, downward facing dog. And take a deep breath, let it go on the exhale. You can continue to pedal your heels. If you need to adjust the distance between hands and feet, that's okay too. This is a general measurement that we can use to find the distance between hands or feet. It's not 100% accurate. We all have different bodies. We're all going through different things. So there are some general guidelines, things we can follow, things we can use, tools, let's call them tools, suggestions. But ultimately, we all know our own bodies best. And this practice is about building a relationship with your body and knowing what to do, how to do, when to do it. Really getting to know our bodies and learning how to move. We are gonna walk our feet to the top of the mat. So lift your heels, bend your knees a lot, and then walk forward. We're coming into a forward fold. So if you weren't quite able to make it walking forward, however you get into a fold is just fine. In our forward fold, we're gonna let our arms hang, let our back, let our head hang, shake your head yes and no. You can let the arms dangle. You can also clasp your elbows. That means opposite hand will grab opposite elbow. And try to release your shoulders. Try to release your tongue. Relax the muscles of your face. Maybe open and close your jaw, open and close your eyes. Zigzag your jaw. And then release the hands. We're gonna roll all the way up one vertebrae at a time. Very good. Head is the last to come up. Roll your shoulders front to back. Adjust your pants. Roll the shoulders back to front. And then hands at both sides. We've done cat-cow. We've done tabletop. We've done seated pose. We did down dog, I think I just said that. Now we're gonna do mountain pose. Mountain is another great and common pose that we're gonna see in just about every class that's focused on postures. So you're gonna look down at your feet. Again, you're facing the front of your mat, top of your mat, facing the front of your mat, standing at the top of your mat. Your feet, go ahead and look down, are gonna be about hip distance apart. How do we know hip distance? You're gonna bring your hands to the middle of your thighs and try to align that point, the middle of your thighs, with your second toe, okay? Another general suggestion. It's not 100% accurate. You know your body. Trust yourself. Do what feels good. So stand, like guess where that is. Stand for a moment, palms facing forward. Mountain pose. Now, we're not gonna get too deep into mountain pose before we try different feet variations. Now, can you try your feet touching? The first toe touching, there's a little bit of space in the heels, hands at both sides. We're testing it out. We're testing the waters. Get into this position if it's available. If not, as close as those feet can get. Hands to both sides, palms facing forward. How does it feel? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you not love it? Do you hate it? Just noticing. Don't judge it. Just notice. Does it work? Does it not work? It's up to you. You are the master of your own body. Can you believe it? I know. It takes some time though to really accept that role and develop it. Okay, now mountain pose with our feet wider than our hips. So go ahead and guess that distance for yourself. Hips, more or less, if you put your fingers in the middle of your thigh, you should feel your hip bone there. That's where we're measuring it. So wider than that bone that you feel right at the middle of your thighs, if you can feel it. If not, you're just gonna have to guess that it's right there in the middle-ish, and your feet are gonna come wider. Okay, mountain pose with a wide stance, feet wider than hips. Hands at both sides. Let's go ahead this time, lift our shoulders up, push them back, and then down our backs. Good. Spread the fingertips. Active fingertips. I'm gonna turn to my side. You stay facing the front of your mat. Don't move, just listen. Now, in our stance, I want you to, just like we did in cat-cow, tuck and tilt the tailbone. So push it back, tilt, and then tuck, push it forward. Exaggerate, okay? Try to exaggerate. Keep doing that. A tuck and a tilt at your own pace. Try to exaggerate. Your shoulders and back, upper back, might also move with the tuck and tilt of the tailbone. Okay, now try to find the spot right in between the tuck and the tilt. Can you find that in between space between the tuck and the tilt? Now, same thing with head. We're gonna look up, we're gonna look down, up and down. And then try to find a neutral neck. Chin not tilted up or down, neutral. Very good. Now, if it's comfortable, close your eyes. If not, just find something to stare at, a focus point, and hold for 3 long breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Now relax your hands, your fingertips, shake it off. Do a little dance. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle and jiggle. Let it all go. Whew, whew, whew. And then coming back to our mountain pose at the tops of our mat, we're gonna come into forward fold and half fold. 2 more very common poses in your typical posture class, okay? At both sides, hands at both sides, we're gonna inhale, lift up, and exhale, we're gonna fold, reaching for our toes. Now, can you reach your toes? I don't know, but it's not a big deal. If you can reach your toes, great. If not, here is a trick. Are you ready for a magic trick? Bend your knees, amiga. That's all you gotta do. Bend your knees a lot or a little. See if you can reach for your feet or the ground. If not, here's another option. You can bring your hands to your knees, relax your head. Gradually, if this is the position you're in now, if this is what's available, that's totally fine. Do you. Gradually, we're gonna make our way down, inch by inch. Maybe not today, maybe over the course of a month, maybe over the course of 3 months. Things take time. This is called a practice because it's continuous. It never ends. And there's always opportunity to grow, expand, broaden. Relax your head. This is called forward fold. And again, knees can be bent a little bit or a lot. Now,
Just like in mountain pose, feet can touch, feet can be hip distance, or feet can be wide. So go ahead and play with that. Play with all those options. Feet to touch, feet hip distance, or feet wide. And then same thing with your forward fold. You can either hang your arms, you can clasp your elbows, you can use your elbows on your knees for support, relax your head, or you can use your hands on your knees for support, relax your head. Forward fold. Now our half fold, we're gonna come halfway up. Slide your hands up your shins. We're not pushing at our legs. Hands are just floating right beneath our knees. We're gonna bring the weight of our body forward towards our toes so that our toes grip into the mat. Slight bend in your knees unless you need, if hamstrings are tight, backs of the legs are tight, bend your knees more. Bent knees is a good old classic trick. If hamstrings are tight, if you can't touch the floor, if you can't touch your toes, bend your knees, baby. Half fold, push your shoulders down your back towards your hips. Lengthen your head, lift your chin just a bit. You want a nice long spine from the tailbone to the top of the head. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands to your hips. Keep your knees bent, lift your chin, flat back, come all the way up to standing. You did it. Shake it off and celebrate. Celebrate good times, come on. Okay, moving on to warrior 1 and warrior 2. I'm gonna move my blanket. You can move it too. We won't need it for these 2 poses. And I don't wanna step on it and slip. It's happened before. At the top of our mat, we're gonna bring our hands to our hips and we're gonna get into warrior 1 from a standing pose. Bring the weight of your body to your right foot. Hands at our hips. Can you balance here? If not, go ahead and put your toes at the ground to support the balance. Now, we're all gonna lift this left foot and step it as far back as we can. Then you're gonna drop your back heel. And our left toes are at a 45-degree angle. So left toes, back toes are turned out about 45 degrees. Our right knee is bent and it's, what's the word? On top. Our right knee is on top of our ankle. If not, back it up. Try not to go bring the knee in front of the ankle. All right, I'm losing my words right here. You could do this, Leah. We're almost there. Knee on top of ankle or slightly behind. That's the alignment cue for today. Now, when we turn those back toes out, our hips open a little bit. What I want you to do is pull this left hip forward towards the front. So square the hips left and right. Imagine they're, what are those things? Lights on a car? Are those tail lights? I don't think so. I don't know a lot about cars. My husband's in charge of the car, okay? And that's the truth. But imagine those 2 lights on a car facing forward. Are they facing forward like a car? Now, if you're wobbly, and here's where a wall is important again. So if you're going to yoga for the first time, my recommendation is pick a spot near the wall. Because if you're wobbly and you're near a wall, boop, you just grab the wall and use it to help you get back up. No big deal. But if you're not near a wall, and here's just another general cue, you're gonna bring your right foot and left foot just a little bit wider. So maybe right now they're on a tightrope, they're in one line. You're gonna widen them so that they're on railroad tracks. So imagine 2 railroad tracks. Yes, and so they're wider, but same thing is happening with the front and back leg. So that front knee is on top of the front ankle. The back foot is turned out about 45 degrees. You can go ahead and check yourself out. Okay, looking good, looking good. And then let's bring our hands up. Palms facing each other. We can even turn our pinkies inward a bit. Now, drop your shoulders. Relax your face. Give me a little smile or a big one. We're almost there. And then bring our hands to our hips. Very good. We're just gonna hop this back foot forward, side to side with the left. Shake it off. Do a little dance. Wiggle, wiggle. Second side. At the top of your mat, take your time to bring your hands to your hips. Shift your body weight over to your left foot and then lift your right foot. Find your balance. Pause for a moment. Get steady. Feel the body strong, and then lift that right foot. Step it back as far as we can. If it doesn't go too far, whoa, you can always scoot it or hop it back a little bit more. Then you're gonna drop that back heel. Very good. Check on your back toes. Turned out slightly, about 45-degree angle. All right, front knee, check it out. Is it on top of the ankle or maybe slightly behind? You just don't want it forward in front of that right ankle, especially if it's causing a lot of pressure, pain, tension. Okay, now the hips. Turn that right hip forward. Very good. Arms are next. Pull your arms up. Soften the shoulders, turn the pinkies inward. Relax the muscles of your face. Maybe you smile or stick out your tongue. Big breaths. We'll take 3 breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Very good. Hands at your hips. Hop that back foot forward. Land feet side by side. Shake it off, shake it off. We're gonna come back down to a seated position. Remember seated position? You can bring your blanket with you, or if you have a cushion or other props to lift you up. We're gonna get into seated, but this time the bottoms of our feet are gonna touch into a butterfly. Bottoms of the feet to touch. If you can bring your hands to your feet, give your feet a little massage. If you can reach, we can't all reach all the things that me or your other yoga teachers will tell you to reach towards. If you keep practicing, one day though, you're gonna reach you're gonna break through limits that you used to have. And I promise you, you will have so many moments of like, I can't believe I did that. I never thought I could do that. My body can do this now. My body can do that now. My body could do this. It's really amazing. It's a lot of fun too. Sitting tall, grab hands at your ankles to sit tall. Again, if hands can't reach ankles, grab your pants to help you sit tall, lengthen the spine, pull the shoulders back. A few more things while we're in this pose and the next pose that I want to tell you. Things that you need to know before going to your first class. First, you want to arrive early. 10 or 15 minutes early if you're going to People's Yoga. Look at the policy if you're going to another yoga studio, but arrive early so that you can say hi to the instructor, so that you can, hopefully they give you a little bit of a tour, tell you where to put your things, tell you where the props are, but get there early so that you can ease into your first class, so that you feel comfortable and so that you have time. So you're not rushing into your first class. You have time to get settled, lay out your mat all nice and slow, sit down and just wait. Sitting tall still. Now, I'm gonna tell you something you might not want to do, but it's so beneficial if you do it. Turn off your phone, okay? Airplane mode, silence mode, turn off the ringer. Try not to bring it with you near your mat. Like if you can do this practice and then unplug from electronics, you're gonna be feeling good, girl. You're gonna be feeling so good. Okay, we're switching our pose. Bring our feet wide. Now, if the bottoms of the legs are tight, you just keep a bend. Hands at both sides, sit tall.
And eventually, if it's available, we forward fold. Now, again, that's if hamstrings are tight, bent knees. If not, lengthen the legs, but same thing. The first part of this forward fold is just sit tall and then come forward. Forward fold. I'm gonna come to my side view just so that you see. On the inhale, I want you to lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold from the hips. Inhale, keep lengthening, exhale, fold. Hold this pose, keep breathing. In a yoga class, especially one focused on postures, typically there's a meditation portion of a class or a grounding moment. And I just want you to know that if your mind has 1,000,001 thoughts happening at all times, and even during meditation, you are not alone. The first step to meditation is just awareness, just noticing, oh my gosh, I have 1,000,001 thoughts. That's it. And hopefully your instructor will give you some tools to soften those thoughts, to evolve those thoughts. I can guarantee you, People's Yoga for sure, but hopefully any other class, if you practice consistently, those thoughts will soften, will evolve, will become more loving. I guess I can't guarantee this with every single yoga studio because I don't know them all, but hopefully your instructor is helping you to calm down your mind. Make your mind a little more beautiful, colorful, bright. Okay, and the last thing is our rest period. We're gonna bend our knees, bring our knees in, bring our hands behind our back, and just sway our legs side to side. And then we're gonna make our way onto our backs for our rest pose. In Sanskrit, it's called Shavasana. It's laying down on our backs. However, if laying on your back doesn't feel comfortable, you also are in charge of you. So you can pick another posture. Laying down on our backs, flat on our backs with our hands at both sides. I'm gonna come to my side view again, just so you can see, and hands at both sides. Your legs and arms a comfortable distance apart, even if they go off your mat a little bit. If laying on your back is not comfortable, choose a side position, and maybe you get a pillow or a blanket to help with your neck. This is also really restorative, relaxing, resting pose. The goal here though, if it's comfortable, close your eyes. If not, soften the gaze. The goal here is to rest, to do absolutely nothing but rest to the best of your ability. Resting is not easy as a practice, especially in the beginning. So you just do your best to calm the mind, calm the chatter, rest your body. And finally, we'll close with mindful breathing. Mindful breathing, paying close attention to your breath, is one way that we can soften those thoughts. On the inhale, the only thought you're gonna think is I'm breathing in. And on the exhale, the only thought you're gonna think is I'm breathing out. So find your resting position and repeat those thoughts. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. I'm breathing in, and I'm breathing out. Beautiful. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, bring movement back into the body. Bend your knees, roll over to your side. Use your hands to push you up to a seated position. Find your seated position just like we did in the beginning of class. Sitting up nice and tall, hands at your lap. Shake it off, take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. And that's it. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Leah. This is People's Yoga Online. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Let us know what you think, what you love, what you don't love, what you want more of. We're so happy you're here. Thanks for being here, amiga. Take care. We'll see you soon.